The word forgive means to wipe the slate clean, to pardon, to cancel a debt. When we wrong someone, we seek his or her forgiveness in order for the relationship to be restored. It is important to remember that forgiveness is not granted because a person deserves to be forgiven. Instead, it is an act of love, mercy, and grace. In the Catholic faith, forgiveness is seen in the sacrament of reconciliation, whereas in the Jewish faith, forgiveness is seen as the Day of Atonement, which is called Yom Kippur. To think about why forgiveness is important for Catholics, let us think back to when forgiveness originated. That was when God forgave the first sin of Adam and Eve. Now, in that circumstance, God had just given them a paradise with everything they could possibly desire. Now, the sacrament of penance and reconciliation is one of the 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church, in which the faithful obtain absolution for sins committed against God and neighbour, and are reconciled within the community of the Church. By this sacrament, Catholics believe they are freed from all sins committed after baptism. The sacrament of penance is considered the normal way to be absolved from mortal sin. For Christians, there are no other forms of salvation other than through Jesus. In contrast, the Jewish view is that humans are not born naturally good or naturally bad. They have both a good and bad inclination in them, but they have free moral will to choose the good, and this free moral will can be more powerful than the evil inclination. The Day of Forgiveness in the Jewish faith is known as Yom Kippur, but before Yom Kippur, there is Rosh Hashanah. This is the birthday of creation, where the Jewish celebrate God's renewal of the world. The 10 days between Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah are called Teshuvah. This is a time of turning and repentance. The name Yom Kippur means Day of Atonement. It is a day set aside to clear the soul, to make up for and atone the sins of the past year. This day is, essentially, a Jewish person's last appeal, last chance to change the judgment, to demonstrate repentance and make amends before God records it in his book. Yom Kippur atones for only sins between man and God, not against another person. To atone for sins against another person, you must first seek reconciliation with that person, righting the wrongs you committed against them if possible. All of this must be done before Yom Kippur. In conclusion, forgiveness frees us to live in the present. Reliving the wrong that was done to us keeps us living in the past and missing today's beauty. Both the Jewish and Catholic faith preach forgiveness in both similar and distinctive ways.